Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. I really wanted to make this quick video for you just to kind of help remind people who are in the Veve app right now, maybe the way to go, and also tell you about some of my strategy, that the way I look at the Veve app and what I look to do, right? So that we're going to get into it in just a sec. It's about focusing on the grails, all right? And so this is going to be just my opinion, but I really want to share it with you. And I want to know what you think about this video after, so please comment down below. Also, hit like on the video if you do like it. That would be great. And subscribe to the channel, and then we can keep on talking and, having these conversations. And I'd love to have you back for more videos. And if you want to join the channel at another level and become a member, that would be great as well. You can do that anytime, and then you get a free Drophead NFT. I'm saying it in all my videos, but our little community is growing. It's super fun. And also, you can follow me on Twitter as well. The link is in the description of this video down below, and then we can continue the conversation there. I will follow you back. It's a ton of fun, right? So let's get into this, everybody. So why am I making this video? Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the market right now, and I see a lot of action and a lot of people making, decisions about what they're doing with their gems and, how they're approaching drops and all sorts of stuff. And I really kind of had this framed in my mind about what I wanted to say to you guys and the advice I want to give, all right? And this is just my advice, so you can take it or leave it for sure. But there is definitely kind of probably a bit of a misdirection going on with people in the app and what they're focused on, I believe. So this video hopefully will help kind of set you in the right pathway if you want, and get you prepared for the future, right? Because there's a lot of things going on right now that are quite strange, and I kind of feel people are making a lot of mistakes right now in the app, especially people who might be a bit newer, or especially people who have been here a long time, who have kind of lost their pathway or lost their focus, right? So let's get into it, and then let me know what you think. So like I said, focus on the grails, ignore the new drops, and I'll get into that in just a minute. Save gems, all right, and look for deals. Now let's get into this a bit. We'll talk a bit further. So ignore new drops. Now, this might seem like a big blanket statement, and I'm not saying, okay, let me just clarify. I'm not saying ignore every new drop, obviously, but you don't have to go after everything that comes in the drops all the time, all right? You can ignore some drops, and it's completely fine. Now, there's two reasons you can do that. Number one is that people are going after these drops, and then they're immediately selling them for under retail. So you can just ignore the drop, and if you really want something, you can go after it under retail. Because the gambling game here in the app with drops is actually fading out. That strategy is not working anymore. It's going to die out pretty quickly because people are starting to notice that most of the stuff that's coming in the drops lately is falling under retail, and that the success rate on you gambling in the app is actually dwindling way down. And this previous drop that we just got, and remember, this is June the 6th, 2022, so we just got the Harley Quinn drop, which are really cool collectibles, but three out of four of them went under retail immediately. So that just goes to show everybody that the gambling thing is just not working out, and it's not a good strategy for you. Now, comic books are a little bit different, right? You can always go for that secret rare on the blind box, but we're starting to notice this kind of thing on non-blind box drops as well, and it's not a good strategy if you want to save your gems. So you can just ignore the drop, and you can just pick something up after, for under retail, and it's perfectly fine to do that. There's no worries about that at all. If people want to sell under retail after they just paid for something, no worries. You can actually profit off that big time. So you can ignore the drops. The other thing about ignoring the drops I'm saying is not all of them, like I said, okay? Just the ones that you're not super interested in or aren't grails, because some of these drops are not for you if you've been here in the app a long time. Some of these drops are actually for newer users or people who don't have a lot of gems and they can't get to the grails. So this stuff is for them, and it's totally great to have a Harley Quinn or whatever in your collection when you're starting out, or if you don't have a lot of gems, it's great to have your hands on those. But if you're already been here a long time and you have a lot of, you have a lot of grails and you have a lot of stuff in your collection, it makes no sense to liquefy some of your real big grails to go after new drops like this, because these kind of collectibles are not going to moon like the original grails were. So you're better off putting your gems into those original items, those FAs, the really good stuff. And you don't have to go after every one, right? So that's just my opinion about it, right? Let's go on to the next one. Saving gems. Okay, so this is really important. So this actually goes right into what I was just saying about the going after new drops. You should be saving your gems for the big stuff, for the good stuff. If you're going to be here long term, you don't have to spend on everything, right? Like not everything in the app you have to own, and you don't have to go after every drop. I'm just trying, I know you know that already, but I'm just trying to remind everybody about that, because there seems to be this kind of like mentality where, a drop comes out and people have to go for it, or they have to go into the aftermarket and try to pick one up, and they have to try to do a flip, and they have to try to make gains on every drop. You don't have to do that, right? You don't have to buy everything in this app to be successful. In fact, being strategic about what you buy is going to make you way more successful. So if you're going after, like the grails, and the higher level items that have already been established, your gems are going to go way further in the long run, especially now when we have these great opportunities in the market where you can pick up things for really great deals. So, you have to ask yourself, if the drop comes out, like the Harley Quinn drop, are you going to go for that and spend those gems? Or for the same amount, are you going to buy 10 of one of the newer comics that actually has a real life value and could go up a lot higher? So these are just the kind of decisions you have to make. So I would save my gems. What I'm doing is I'm saving my gems for the really important stuff and the previous stuff that's already in the app, and I'm just stacking up on a lot of those. If you saw my video just like pre-4 about 10 items to stack, those are the kind of things that I look for. I don't look for just going for every new drop, right? So that's how you can be successful in this app. Just so the whales are doing that. You just follow what is successful and go after the proven stuff. That's just my opinion. Now let's get on to the next point. And so while you're doing for that, look for deals in the market. So this is a great time to save gems. If you didn't go for say the Harley Quinn drop, or try to buy one in the aftermarket or whatever, right? You have gems now to look for deals in other areas, right? So you can go, like I said, for under retail on these drops. If people are going to go in and get the drop and then immediately sell it for under retail because they're gambling on it or hoping that it's going to go over, and then they see that it isn't and they just start dumping them, that's a great time to get in if you want to pick up some of this stuff as well, right? So like I said, you don't have to mint things, right? All the time, right? And panic selling is also what happens in this kind of thing. People then go after items and they panic sell, and you can swoop in and grab those items, so for really great prices, and solidify your collection. I mean, it's just so easy if you just sit back and wait with a bit of patience, right? So you're looking for deals, and there's great stacking opportunities if you want to get more liquid in the future and you want to get some items that are going to go up in value. Like I said, focus on those grails, stack those ones up, the ones that have a proven track record. Some of the new stuff that's coming out is never going to fly high, never going to go to the moon, at least not during this this market condition and before MTL. So you really got to be strategic about what you're doing, right? So just look for deals. That's another one right there. So if we go on right here, like I said, and this is kind of me wrapping up the whole video here, is like I said, focus on the grails, everybody. The experienced users, this is what we do. We go after the top stuff. We don't always go after the lower end stuff unless it's something that we really like and we want it in our collection, because, buy what you love, of course, have fun with the app, but not every single item is a flip. Not every single item is a money maker, and this is not financial advice. This is as a collector. This is trying to stretch out your dollars or in your gems as far as you can go, right? You're still super early in this app, so the grails are right there for you, and those are the ones that are going to get you the most return in the future, and those are the ones that people are going to want to buy, right? So like I said, you don't have to go for everything. You don't have to go for all the drops, right? Save some of those drops for the newer people who do not have the amount of gems to go after the big stuff, and save your gems to go after the grails. That's my opinion to you. That's my advice to give you, especially now before MTL, because after the MTL comes and when the floors get swept and the prices go up, you're going to want to be holding the big stuff. You're not necessarily most likely going to be wanting holding a whole bunch of little items and things like that that aren't going to be as quite as valuable, right? So really, this is just a video to help you focus. Now, let me know what you think about what I'm saying right here. If you agree or not, it's totally fine. You just do what you're going to do, obviously. This is just my opinion. But anyway, comment down below. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.